Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com. Today I'm bringing you a detailed overview and installation of the Barricade Extreme HD front bumper with LED fog lights, fitting all 2004 to 2009 F150s excluding the Raptor models. In this video, I'll be going over the styling, functionality, and appearance of the HD front bumper with LED fog lights, as well as the materials and construction. I'll top the video off with the installation, which I'll let you know up front gives you two options, one of which is to cut off the subframe connector, the other is to leave it there. Of course, we'll be going with the easier approach, getting the 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter by not cutting off that connector, but of course, completely up to you. So right off the bat, I want to point out that this is definitely going to be a protective bumper in the sense that it will help you out when you're going off-roading or if you're on the work site on a daily basis. Now, on top of the protective functionality aspect of it, it is an extremely aggressive option to add on to your F-150, something that does look really badass in my personal opinion, if I do say so myself, and there's a lot going on with this. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of different cutouts, a lot of lines, a lot of openings, you know, a couple of grills here and there with a honeycomb or diamond shape here, honeycomb here. There's a lot of different stuff going on here to really make this thing an appearance mod as well as a functional protective mod as well. Now, the one thing that differentiates this option from some of the other options out there is that it does include LED fog lights, as you can see on each corner here, and the means to mount them up with their own pre-cut slots on each side. That's definitely something that not only adds to the stylistic aspect of it, but of course adds to the visibility and safety aspect as well. So this is going to be a part of the HD or heavy duty series of bumpers that Barricade offers for your F-150. Now, this again is not the most protective option out there. There are stuff that are going to be more protective for your entire front end, including your headlights, upper grille, lower grille, you know, side markers, your bumper, some even come up with your hood. So it obviously depends on your personal preference and what exactly you need for your situation. If you're going all out with extreme off-roading, you might want to get something a little bit bigger, but if you're just doing some light off-roading or some daily work at a work site, this might be good enough for you to protect your front end. Now, obviously, when it comes to a protective aspect to a product, you definitely want to have some strong and durable materials and construction behind it. This was manufactured out of a 10-gauge heavy-duty steel, definitely something to hold up against your trail hazards or your daily work hazards, or even just your daily commute, you know, the rock chips coming up, kicked up at your front bumper. This is something that, you know, won't take a beating from that, won't chip away, won't fade, won't crack. Definitely in here for the long haul, so it's definitely something you want to pick up if you want some protection. Now, the best thing about it is it does add those high-powered LED fog lights for no extra charge. It's not something you have to pick up separately. Comes with the kit as well as all the wiring and will fit perfectly into these diamond cutout shapes here. And of course, you have other options here, so if you wanted to add lights to this, you can definitely do so as well if you want to pick those up separately. There's cutouts here, a little bit here, so you have a lot of options to play with this bumper and customize it to your specific needs. So that, in my personal opinion, is a huge plus, so you want to keep that in mind when you're shopping around. Since this is one big monster and it does come with the additional lighting for your exterior, this is something that is going to carry a little bit of a higher price tag than some of the basic options out there, something that might just come with just the bumper, maybe no cutouts for additional lighting. So this one is going to come in right around the $800 mark. Again, a little more than some of the options out there, but definitely not as much as the most expensive, because sometimes you can spend upwards of $1,500 for a front bumper. Now, of course, it does come with the lighting and all of that good stuff added into it, and it does come with a black powder coated finish just to add a little bit more aggression. So if you're looking for that slight protection for on and off road, this might be one of the options for you. Shifting gears over to the install portion of the video, like I said in the very beginning, there are 2 different ways to install this bumper. The directions that'll be included for you in the kit do say that it requires you to cut off the subframe extension, which can be a bit of a hassle. Our installers have actually found that that's not entirely necessary. You can install this by skipping that step and going right for the application, but I do want to say, full disclosure here, you will be able to see that subframe extension through the bumper given the right angle. So if you don't want to see that, then I would suggest going for the cutting route that the install instructions say, but if you don't mind seeing that from different angles here, then you might want to skip that and go for the easier route, in which case it'll get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. It might take about an hour's tops. Now, obviously, the first thing you want to do is completely remove your factory front bumper by the 2 bolts. Now, if you have an EcoBoost model, you'll be removing the bumper pads as well and setting all that stuff aside. You'll also need to remove your factory fog lights if you have those installed on your F-150 by unplugging and disconnecting your wiring harness and removing the fog lights altogether and set them aside. It's a good time to point out that if you do have factory fog lights, you can probably find a way to mount those up to this Barricade bumper so you're not actually losing those fog lights. Since this does come with lights, they will be mounted up in the corners here, but you can also mount them into these squares cut out here or the front here. Obviously depends on your personal preference and if you even want to do that. Now, another thing you have to remove in the process is the plastic bumper brackets. You want to make sure you don't break break these because you will need those in the future, so just be careful taking those off as well. Now, obviously at this point, all you have to do is install your Barricade bumper as well as the fog lights. Now the bumper itself might be useful to have a helping hand on deck because it is so darn heavy. So once it's into place, you'll have the bolts and brackets, everything necessary as far as hardware is concerned, included in the kit to get the job done. A helping hand goes a long way with this one. And then of course your fog lights are included, so you can start with the wiring there. All the instructions are given to you in the kit. Take care of that, it'll help you along your way, and I would definitely say an hour at the absolute maximum, maybe a little bit more if you're not too familiar with the process here or if you don't have a helping hand. At the end of the day, I will be giving this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter because it is something you can tackle in your driveway at home. Just to wrap things up here, if you're the owner of a 2009 to 2014 F150, you might be looking for a little bit more protection for your front end when you're going off-roading or staying on the work site or even as a daily driver. You also might be looking for something that offers a little bit more in the way of auxiliary lighting for the aftermarket world, so if that's the case, the Barricade HD front bumper with LED fog lights might be fitting the bill. If it does, you can check it out right here at AmericanMuscle.com.